Freeze is going to come in, and there's going to be a Hanzo ult covering the back line, which means that the front line and UA is going to be caught off and going to be zoned out as well. Lamp And so far, it seems to be providing a lot of value for that Sosic team. Turbulence did try to opt for more of a dive thing, but Hammond is more of a solo dive character. Winston might have been better, and they might have popped off if they had the. Not going to assume anything else coming up different from them, but you never know. So it is Winston banned. I'm very curious why both teams have not run a Reinhardt so far, even though it is pretty much the current meta. As for comp bans, I think it's Risa, Baptiste, May, and Hanzo. So I'm not sure why both these teams are opting not to run the Reinhardt. Maybe at some point, if you are in chat, you could give me the benefit of the higher thing of the Reinhardt versus the Orisa coming up in these maps. Maybe they're just trying to figure some things out for OD potentially. If Reinhardt gets banned, what else can they run? What other strats they can run? These guys are high skill players. They are high skill tiers, which means they're a lot more big brain than me. So I apologize if I'm not getting this right once in a while. All right, seems like we had a couple sound issues. I apologize for it. Um, and if you're in chat, please hype up your team. Or if you like a team, I believe both of them have Twitters or anything else you can follow on. You can follow the progress through OD, through the rest of the Net Revolution tournament. Later on, I will try to post both links for the Twitter accounts that you can follow. These teams are very happy to have you guys follow them. Their clouds, get them rolling, get more of their get the nice fan base going. I know Turbulence does have a really pretty big fan base, especially from the people who actually voted on the name for Turbulence in the first place. Are big fans of them. And with that, we're going to be starting on Rialto here. It's going to be Sosic on the defense. They're going to be opting with that double shield once again, while Turbulence is running that Orisa Diva coming forward onto this map. Both of them going to be strolling out. Oh, Norstu with a nice pull on the Orisa. She did use fortify, but she was already in the air. And pull is one of those things that doesn't matter. You have 0 points. And then, oh, Avery almost caught up as well. It seems like Norstute is really popping off on that Orisa here. Kochan once again. I didn't even know. Oh, he's in the backline here, firing across the bridge, getting a couple angles on it, getting a pick onto Blob. And with this, Youngdu on high ground, Kochan on flank on the side, they have created a nice crossfire of snipers here, and it's going to be it's going to be Turbulence going all back onto that die desk combo here to get it in here. Avery Switching on to Azul on the Genji here. Are we going to be able to see a nice Genji blades coming out from him on this map here? Let's see. Oh, Widow once again trying to flank. Gets a nice pick on Frenak here. With this is going to be any percentage on the Nano for that Nano blade is going to be stopped. Oh, but they have Skarm on the res here. Going to be zoning in. Tracer going to be harassing, trying to get here in the backline, trying to get onto that Baptiste here. Baptiste is one of those healers. He does have a lot of effective healing, but he likes to prefer and heal from afar. So if Blob can put a lot of pressure on here, he does have that Brig right next to him. And with this, North Dude is actually able to pick up Huey as well. They get a couple percentage onto the point. Both teams not opting for the Mei here, which should be crucial on that first point to good fend, especially with those corners. Nice leap coming on. With this is going to be Turbulence rotating around a little bit, trying to provide a little more pressure on the back line. Kochan has been popping off so far, with Avery trying to rotate in the back line, with Lob trying to push on back on here. Oh, and it's going to be a Hanzold coming onto point, preventing a little more here. But now they have the Denge bunk up. Yui already dropping fairly low from the initial damage, just from the initial line of sight, both from Marisa and from Hanzo damage coming in. Blob's going to be rotating high ground. Avery is sitting on the back line here. They're all just waiting out for that Danger Bongos to drop to engage on this fight. And with Norris is going to be rotating in, he's a little far ahead from the rest of the team, but he does have that armor pack available. He does have that Baptiste lamp still available, so he seems fairly confident with this brawl fight. And Turbulence trying to come in, try to get more percentage here, tries to jump on the back line, maybe jump him out of the way of that window. And it seems like Sosik is rotating these ults fairly easily, trying to basically zone out that line of sight that they need to push the card. Oh, Kochan on the back line with a nice pick on that blob. Was a little too eager here, but look at this ult advantage for Turbulence here. They're going to be coming up on 6 complete ults on this next fight. Seems like going to be popping them out in a couple seconds here. Seems like they're opting for the not the pick fight, but the ult fight coming forward here. So let's see what they can do so far. Youngdu is going to be cut out a little bit here. Sigma is going to be healing for him. Here comes the Nano Blade. It's going to give me in. Lamp already out here, but that's not going to be enough to save this Baptiste. Another couple of swings coming out, and with this is going to be Kello's going dangerously low, getting picked up as well here. Esel coming up pretty big here, but we still have North Duke and Big on Point. They're going to be picked up as well, with Frenak with a beautiful anti-net here. Now as Youngdo only alive on the top line here, gets the counter pick on Esu as well, but with respawn advantage so heavily in favor of Genji here. Oh no, actually have Scorn with the res. I keep forgetting they're running a Mercy, but with this it's going to be down to the last 30 seconds here, and Turbulence is going to be moving forward here. Now Avery with that big bomb, there's a double shield coming in. Oh, Lab does save most of his team, but now the mines are on point. They don't have a Lab and not going to throw through, but they're going to be using the Hanzot on point, potentially zoning stuff out. Esu is going to be caught out by the damage coming through, and they're going to be zoning out. Now the Danger Bug is coming online for North Studio. Be zoning out. They're going to be all the amount of damage coming through, just picking off and shredding through Turbulence. But down to the last couple seconds, and with this, it's going to be Sosik deny that first point for Turbulence here. And it seems like we had was apparently decided to disconnect. We don't know if it, or I don't know if it was a communication on this issue on his computer. Oh, UVO left as well. Seems like we're gonna have a couple of restarts here coming in. Seems that Baptiste was lagging. He was still doing a tremendous performance here. You assume lagging as well. It seems that we might have some issues on the server side of this Overwatch client, or from my God, Blizzard, fix your game, right? With that, well, it was a fairly one-sided game so far. I hate to say Turbulence. I do love you guys, and I'm rooting for you deep in my heart. But so far, Sosig has had a phenomenal showing up. They're going with the weird strats here, coming with a double shield here, coming with a danger bongo. So the amount of damage with that combo on Baptiste, they're putting so much damage out, so much denial onto that Turbulence team, just shredding through them. And with that Brig Baptiste is a interesting combo. I normally see Briggs and Yada, but it seems to be working here. They seem to know that Torbjorns want to take the aggressive game here, wants to run that dive, and so far, like, has prevented it on that Brig. And with that, we're going to go into the attack phase of Cell 6. Turbulence is not out of the game here. They almost captured the first point here. So if they can show... if they can pull themselves together, they might be able to prevent this first point here and give us a beautiful showing on here. Essel did have a beautiful Genji Nano Blade here, but afterwards there was not enough juice left in the tank, and it seems that So6 did had the ults to take back point and prevent that first point from coming in from the Tobians. So now it's gonna be, like I said, So6 time to run attack. I'm gonna assume they're gonna be running a double shield. You have the lovely choke points on map here, which are gonna be very beneficial coming into this. Seems like here we have Turbulence coming out with a Reinhardt. Uvio with that tried and true hammer. Let's see what he can do. Squirm now on the Brigitte. But oh, is that actually a pirate ship coming out from the side of Symmetra? Oh, well, you have the double shield. If you can get that pressure and put everyone high ground here, you're going to be opting out most of that corner damage here. Now, Nasil has switched onto the Mei, using that wall to prevent as much percentage coming in from those chokes is a wise strategy. It's going to be able to see if it's going to be paying off. I assume SL has been grinding quite a bit of Mei so far, so you might be more confident. Youngdo back on the Hanzo. Seems going to be opting for that double shield. Like a nice hop here, going to be in the high ground here. But with this, it's going to be Turbulence dropping onto the point. They have the Mei wall up. They're going to be caught. Oh, Was is going to be caught off here as well, just brawling into them. Brick is going to stun here, but Northwood caught off from his rest of the team. So far it's Golden, and with the Baptiste coming in, and with that armor, it seems they're going to be not be able to pick up, even though they're rushed into it. But with this is going to be Turbulence putting up that first fight here in the corner, trying to put more pressure on here. Avery is going to be dropping, actually going to be rotating out, trying to get to that choke. Youngdo with that beautiful pick off with that hold combo onto it, but Blob is going to be picking up Kochan. Now the oh, Yui already has that timer down, tries to use it here. Both Lamp coming out and Shield coming out for Northwood, but now we have Essel with that big hammer, with the Nano here. He's going to be swinging in, getting the first kill, the second kill here. Youngdo is going to be rotating high down here, trying to get further pressure onto the Ana, gets the kill as well, but now he's going to be trying to get zoned out by, wow, he has amazing escape possibility. Youngdo here, really with the carry coming up. Pretty clutch in the last fight, rotating in now with the Ana gone on the side of Turbulence here. We're going to have to play very fast because it's going to be a long time for them to come back here. Hanzo now with the big ult is going to be getting rid of Yui here, but we have Turbulence coming with that high noon in the backline, preventing another push damage coming through. But it's going to, now it's going to be Scorm and Essel here on the foreground here, providing a lot of damage here. Avery on the high ground, zoning a nice anti coming in too. It's going to be using the window a little more proactive coming in, and now with this, it's going to be Turbulence regrouped as well. They do have the bomb coming in. Oh, Coalescence and bomb using the same time. Nice pick off on Kello. You're preventing the damage from that Sigma ult coming through. And with that, the pick comes in here. Youngdo once again is going to be zoning in and trying to get a pick the armor, but Scarm is there for the counter peel and for the peel, and well, it's going to get a pick up here. And it seems like, oh, it's going to be actually Kochan picking up the Mei, and Turbulence coming out strong here on this Rialto map. We're down to minute 30, and they're able to push back So6 so far, but it's once again going to be Northwood once again coming up with that danger bongos here, going to be rotating and trying to, I assume they're going to be trying to take a high ground here. Youngdo has been so far fantastic on his Hanzo showing here. If you can get that high ground advantage with that danger bongos, I'm going to assume he's going to put a lot of damage into the side of Turbulence here. And with that, they're going to be high ground here. Turbulence backing off a little bit. They're going to be rotating around, probably dropping onto point once again with that danger bongo is. Trying to prevent that last point coming in. Oh, nice pull coming in. Freeze not going to be on point. It's going to be right a Nano. Reinhardt coming in. Swansman coming in. Blob on the backline with that McCree out getting another 2 kills, and we're down to last 60 seconds. It's going to be last fight territory for the side of So6, but they're still staggering, and they're going to be, yep, that's picked off. It seems like Sigma is going to escape in the end here. Scarm has been really showing nicely on that break. Nice flare shots here and there, nice peel for Ana, and it's going to prevent Youngdo from being as free as he's been in the previous part of this game. Oh, it seems like Northwood is going to switch onto that Reinhardt here. They're going to go full meta, except for Hanzo versus the McCree. They do have Youngdo popping off so far. They're going to be rotating around. They're going to be taking high ground as well. They do have the Zenyatta coming in, and they do have the Zenyatta Baptiste coming. so they might be able to push out a lot more damage, a lot more spam damage coming to us. Hanzo ult now on point, doesn't got anything else, but it is a fantastic thing at splitting up the team, but most of the healers coming. Shadow comes in from Yubio, gets 2 people down with the Brig coming in as well. They're going to want to pick up those, but Kochan does snipe out Yui. He did fell pretty low to that damage coming from the Highland with a Discord Orb as well, but that is the brawl has started here. Avery is basically in the backed up against this window, but the kills are still coming out strong for Turbulence here. And with this, all Norse, they're all dead. Sosic is all dead, with Turbulence picking up the second map win here. Beautiful defense here. They stuck with that tried and true meta, and it seems that Yui on the Essel on the May and Yui on that Reinhardt's going to be in. And now we're going to have the Scarm here on the play of the game. Nice bash coming in. Here we see the lamp. Baptiste trying to use that window to create a team, but Scarm does not like it. He's going to prevent most of that damage coming through by killing off the Baptiste. Wow, fantastic map here from both teams. A lot of chaos coming through, but my god, I love it. And with that, it's going to be 1-1 Seosoic versus Turbulence. Next up, I think we're going to the 2CP map pool so far, and I assume we're going to get our new second person into the chat here, so it's not going to be as quiet anymore from my side. I actually get to talk to a couple people. It's always nice talking it. Jake is a sub player for Turbulence here, so he should have that break brain knowledge that I don't have. I hope I have some of it, and I love that people are trying out more strats, which I assume why people are picking up that Orisa versus Reinhardt just in precaution when that other strategy does get banned. Since this weekend will be the Winston, Sombra, Soldier, and Lucio ban so far, so not having that Lucio for that extra speed boost does hinder Reinhardt's progression quite a bit coming into these fights. You do have the Reinhardt with that nano boost, but if he doesn't have that speed boost in as well, he's going to have a hard time getting those kills. So that's why we see a lot of Brig played so far. I seems like, I didn't realize it until like now that Lucio was banned and the speed boost was out. And since Ana's original launch doesn't have that extra speed boost, which I hope they would put back on here. I love playing Ryan, and if you got that extra speed boost that Nano originally had, that would be beautiful. Also would mean that with the speed boost currently buff on Lucio, it would mean that not even a Tracer can escape a Reinhardt and Nano Reinhardt. Anyway, it seems like both teams have been so far experimenting with a couple of new strategies, bring out the reset. And here we have Jake coming.
How's it going?
Cast. Greetings.
How's it going? I was watching this last match. That looked pretty tight.
Unfortunately, I missed it. It seems that Sosic is opting for like a double shield meta, and because they don't have enough speed to go in and go running that Baptiste break so far. And it seems like Turbulence did go back onto the meta pick and using a Brigitte versus the Lucio. And it seems to have been paying off so far with that Nano on Yui and with Azul on May so far.
Yeah, Yuio being such an aggressive main tank, having that Brig and Lucio to just push on with him and having the rest of the team back him up is...
Lucio is banned in this hero, is currently banned in the hero ban, so he's not having the speed boost.
Well, Yuio being such an aggressive tank, having the team to be able to back him up is really beneficial here.
Well, you still have Avery, you still have the Diva with the Peel, especially with her own mobility currently. And it seems that Essel with the wall placement and with that Brig armor packets, he's been able to put quite a bit of pressure onto the side of Sosic, but we're still at 1-1. We're at 2 CP game mode. And it's going to be Turbulence defending, and it's going to be Sosic being aggressing on here. So Lucio's banned. So far it's going to be fairly either you're going to have to use, as far as I know, you either use tanks that don't use mobility, which would be Winston, Diva, or
it's going to be interesting how they play this choke here. Going with the Brig and the Ana is definitely the best option here, because since it's such a close choke, having the Ana just sit in the back line and the Brig up close is really going to be difficult for Soas to push into
Well,
that
the
choke.
amount of healing that Brig can put out in that stand up just with a nade
It's
onto your own
incredible.
team, she can probably brawl everything out for the next 3 seconds.
It's essentially a new bunker comp with this new Brigana, especially with the Diva and Reinhardt. There's just so much health and so much healing that they can output. It's really tough to push through. The big deciding factor here, if they're running the Zen and Baptiste, is being able to pump that damage out to break that shield, and then hopefully getting a pick off on the Brig if she overextends.
Well, it's going to be fairly easy for that Ana to get the value off here. They're going to be running the double shield on the side of Northstute, and with the nerfs onto that shield and blob popping off on McCree so far, is going to be able to potentially break Arisa's shield fairly easily. There's no Diva to eat it, and that we're going to go off. It's going to be the brawl coming up on Frontier. Seems like they're going both running standard comps. You don't do once again on that Hansa, putting the pressure onto the front lane here. He's going for that, opting for that heavy shield damage. Esso getting pulled out as well. Oh, messing up the wall as well. Nice throw here from Northstute. But Yui has already, his fire strikes are coming.
They're looking for the wall. They got the wild isolation. That's good. Yep. They moved in. That's perfect. They're right where they need to be right now. They got the BAP heals to go up in this fall corridor, so they're going to push up top right now. And then they're just going to try and take the high ground and poke them out. So what Turbulence really needs to do is trying to avoid this poke, since they don't have too much range with the Rhine and Brig, so they have to try and back up and hold this point. Hope they drop down.
Well, it's the old school goats kind of thing. You just basically hold on point, and it's going to be nice.
Window already coming through. Big wall to hold it off. Pushing around the outside. That's great. Ah, too bad with the shatter. They did pick off the BAP though. They're down their main healers. They only have Zen. They need to play this slow. Big charge on the Orisa. Get that pick off. Now they just need to clean everything up, and there the kills come in. Perfect. Really well played.
It seems like you're picking up the play-by-play here right off the bat. Seems like you're doing a beautiful job on it, so I'm going to keep you on that one. I'm just going to be on the backline now, commenting on what I can. I am a low diamond player, so all I can do is complain and comment on stuff.
Yeah, Turbulence is actually my previous team. I was starting for them for a little bit, but then I retired, I guess you could say. Big anti on the two main tanks. They're going to be backing off here for a little bit. They can't push through. Their shields are broken. They're going to have to pull off and recharge here for a second. Big pull. Big dragon. Yuyo's low. He gets picked out. All right, that was a good counter freeze. They're going to have to back off. The Orisa going to get frozen around the corner. They can't really do much to pick that up. Oh, Lamp coming in perfect time to save the Mei. They're just holding up high ground right now. They got to try and get a poke in. They picked off the Ana on the main heals. That's going to be tragic. Now they're 3 down. They're just going to have to try and stall this out now. There's not going to be much hope left to take this point.
Going for that time bank. I think it's only Blob alive so far.
McCree coming in, getting in the Mei, pretty good.
Oh, he was very close to that high noon, and now he definitely has it.
Now, although that it didn't look like much from Turbulence, they are stacked on ult economy right now, so they're going to have a really easy time holding this. Considering that the other team only has Orisa Supercharger, Flux, and Trance, as well as Mail coming online and Window following soon after. With the Bomb, Briggle, and Deadeye, they should be able to hold this comfortably.
Oh, another big pull coming here on the side of Northstute, basically rotating, dropping half the damage, actually most of the damage off the high ground here. Gonna get a little more free push. And Jabonga's coming out. High noon.
Oh, lots of bolts being exchanged from both sides. They're going to have to take care of that lamp. Oh, they get the Sigma. Perfect. Big pull. Big pull. Brick's just going to go in. Brick can go in right now. And there's the kills. They start just coming in. They're going to clean these up here. These a little too close. They're going to clean up the Zen. Beautiful play by Turbulence. Very well played.
Yeah, it seems that Kello here in the midst of the brawl here did see the opportunity to use his ult, but he flew a little too high and got caught off by his blobs high noon there.
So Sosek coming in with the Trance, the Mailed, and Window coming in on the next fight. They're going to try and eat this Mail. If not, I'm assuming that they're going to try and bomb to kite that out. And then they still have Brigult for a defensive hold here. The Trance and the Window are going to prove some problems. I'm going to imagine they're going to push top and then slide right in Window on this to try and clear him off.
Probably, but
that's going to be difficult. There comes the slide. Avery's got to get back up on top. She gets frozen. There's the Window. Bombs coming in. We also got Rally coming in. They got to get that Window. Brig gets overextended a little too far. They still have SO on the back line. They can get a big freeze or a wall ISO. Oh, big pull. They're all on bricks now. Big anti on the Orisa. Big kill on the Orisa. Now they just have to try and stall and wait for spawns to come in. Mei still up on high ground. Window coming in, not getting a whole lot, splitting the team up though. We got the Nano on the D.Va coming out, but she's getting frozen. Not much she can do right now. Doom coming in. Big pick onto Zen. Is he going to get the Hanzo? He gets 2. Big play.
I still have Essel on point as well.
Very well done. Little sloppy in the beginning, but very well cleaned up by Turbulence. Very well cleaned up. That Doom coming in and getting that 2 picks right out of the gate was huge potential for them.
It's a beautiful assault. Doomfist still fairly aggressive, still a bitch to deal with, especially on that fence. And with the high mobility, he's able to rotate onto high ground here, get a couple picks, and with that, it's going to be Turbulence really stabilizing here.
So now Sosik coming in with a couple of other ults online here in a second. I'm assuming that they're going to try and either push upstairs and get that mailed, or they're going to slide left again and try and bongo. It looks like they're going left. They're going to try and build up bongo here. There's the offensive bongo from Turbulence pushing out. They got the Sigma. They're going to have Sosik supposed to count out here. Getting another pick. This is not looking good for Sosik.
Yeah, Frederick coming up big with that Sigma, but it seems like they're opting for the same backline combo with that Zenyatta Baptiste on the side of Turbulence now as well.
Big focus fire coming from Turbulence, and anytime that a single person from Sosik overextends past this choke, their Turbulence is just going to focus him down and pick him off.
And with these slow combos here, there's no Lucio to touch here, so this is going to be 1 minute down. It's going to be last fight territory.
Free knock.
Oh, Yongdu
getting headshotted.
Yeah.
This is going to be Sosik's chance here to push through. They're going to have to go quick before free knock comes back in.
But it's Orisa is still coming up, and with this, Frederick's going to be up in a couple seconds. He's going to be joining his team almost the same time that Orisa is going to be able to.
Okay, there comes the... Oh, big dragon! They got Blob McCree.
Oh, but the freeze coming in.
Window comes in with freeze, overlapping ults. They're sliding right. They have a window of their own. Big flux. They got the D.Va. Is she gonna go down? She is, but she has the bomb. A lot of ults being exchanged on either side. Essel's coming out with the stall just to buy some time for his team. Blob gets a big pick onto Hanzo. They're gonna be able to stall if they can get any players on point. And that's going to be Sosik taking it with 17 seconds left.
Oh, it's still really good defensive so far from Turbulence here.
Very good, yeah.
With that freeze coming out on point, it's just that one little measure of preventing it. It seems that Northstude is really popping off on that pull. He's getting a lot of value out of it, just basically pulling off high ground, causing a lot of disruption for Turbulence so far. And with that window placement, like what is it, who's Leak on Baptiste is just getting so many windows so fast. It's expected with the high amount of healing that Leak puts out on a regular basis. But I like it that they're just basically rotating ults out, using bongo here, and then like as soon as that expires out, using that window once again here, just basically putting so much pressure with that damage onto Turbulence.
Yeah, their ult rotation is really, really well done, really well practiced. Their pull dragon combos are top notch. They get them every time. The only problem that Turbulence has to watch out is making sure that they're able to kite out those pull dragons, so they have some sort of answer for when those come through.
Yeah, it seems like Avery, I assume like just eating them with a D.Va might be...
Turbulence coming out with the sim strat. I think I might have an idea of what they're going to be doing here.
Rotate high ground and then go in, or...
Not quite. I hope they do it. I'm hoping. It's going to be difficult without the Lucio, but it looks like they're going to try and make it work. Ideally, this play does work really well with the Lucio, but hopefully they'll be able to...
Wow, now you got me really in suspense. I really want to see what's going on. Come on!
It's a great play.
Turbulence.
It's a great play.
I want to see the entertainment.
All right, Turbulence is going to be going on the right side. They do have... Sosik has some people scouting out. They realize that they're going left. They do spot the sim. They have everybody camped up on high ground. They're TPing on this main, and then they're just going to push through main. So this is where the Lucio, the Lucio comes in handy. They all kite back to try and get the TP, and they push through main.
But it's all Essel here with the pushing pressure on the north.
Sim getting a ton of damage on that shield. Has full energy on her Sim beam, and she's just going to be pulling out damage. Yep. Already 40% to her wall. They need to get the Sim inside and start doing some more damage. They have kited back to the behind of Bell, which is exactly what they need to do. They need to play that range from the Brig and the Sim and try and put Turbulence down.
In a couple seconds. Oh,
that was perfect. That was perfect. You have to help Yuyo. He's out on his own. Yuyo gets picked off. Essel gets picked off. And the fall's gonna start falling through. They need to build up ults here. If they can build up ults, then this is gonna be really good for them. Blob coming up on their wall in a second here. Ryan getting really low. And that will be the fight. Sosic taking it out with quite a few ults coming online now, but same with Turbulence.
Yeah, but
Turbulence
they
is
have the
actually coming up
nano.
on
They're gonna
5.
have the break, the bomb. Ooh, that's gonna be a big fight coming out from this.
So
Hello,
let's see what's
really
gonna happen
lacking.
here. So they have Sosic has Briggle, McCreel, and Anna. So with Turbulence having to shatter the wall and the Brig, I would imagine they're gonna try and TP through main and put the wall down to try and buy some space here. That's gonna be problematic for the Anna and the McCree. So let's see what's going to come out here. They TP straight on the point. Great idea. Walls come down. Big shatter from Yuyo. D.Va is on the ground. They take the D.Va out. Blob is just getting a ton of damage down. Huge block on the shatter. Sim just pounding out this Rhine right now, and all the rest of Sosic is going to start falling. Briggs the only last one, and there they go.
Sosic here was caught on close quarters with Yuio.
Yep.
He's picking up, like, Shatter came in and he's still in the back of it. After it, he's still able to pick up a lot of picks as well. I do like the wall basically used as soon as that Kochan does get that high noon off. So basically preventing any damage coming into the team.
Yeah, very well done with their ults. That was a great play of TPing the point and then isolating the rest of the team off with that wall. If any of the tanks or any of the players push past the wall, they can't get the heals from the Ana, and they only have to rely on Brig heals, which isn't enough.
Yeah.
All right, so Turbulence is going to be pushing top right, pretty standard. They have the Sosic has the D.Va sitting on top bridge, and then the rest of the team sitting up on top left. They're gonna try and push through the stairs with the Mei. That's pretty bold. Mei's looking for the wall. They get the defensive wall out.
But Yui is already coming up in the next shatter. He's going to be able to build it up.
Yuyo is coming up.
Seconds. Yeah.
I think their plan is to try and build up the shatter and go for a big one. It looks like they're gonna try and slide left. Maybe the McCree's poking a little bit. D.Va gets caught out. She'll be all right.
Oh, please. Are they going to try to, like, wall up the Rhino from the side?
Here they go. They're pushing top right hard. Both males come down. Big D.Va bomb. That's going to get Skarm. There it is. We can get the Reinhardt. You can get... they can't do it. Only the Mei and the Rhino up here. D.Va comes up to follow. Mei is one.
Yeah, they need to die fast. As soon as
Both
they lost
tanks
Skarm
down,
here on that Brawl Heroes, it seems they needed to reset. Essel trying to get a little more ult charge off as well. He did use freeze there, so trying to get it up. More kills in here.
Sosic looking really good with their ult economy right now, saving the Nano, the Deadeye, and the Shatter. Really good. They're going to be having Brig ult coming online here in a second. Turbulence has to focus on building up that ult economy, which they almost have, and then they can push through with many more ults than Sosic has.
Well, Avery is coming up pretty big so far with his bomb, so let's see if he can continue that.
Yeah, if you see the coordinating the Mei ults and the bombs really well, which is what they need to do. The only problem with that is if Essel comes out with a Mei ult after they bomb, the D.Va's not going to have anything to answer for that. Hopefully Turbulence starts to stop
like, let's see what Yuvi can do with the Shatter. He's going to be brawling in.
Yuyo's looking for it. He's got his eye down.
Nano's going to come up as well.
Both Ryans nanoed and have Shatter. They're going to be looking for it. Yuyo gets nothing with the Shatter. The big Shatter opportunity here. It's up to him if he wants to use it. He gets frozen. Brig used his ult. There's another Brig ult. Freeze. There's another bomb. Deadeye coming in from Turbulence. Big kills coming in from Turbulence. Deadeye up top from Sosic. He gets picked off before he can use it. Too bad.
Alright, 2 picks already on the point.
D.Va gets out of mech. There's no response coming in.
Second pick here. 2 minutes.
Very
nice.
well
Thing there. I was a little concerned for Uvio there. He did get walled off onto that mini pack, but Essel putting out that freeze damage, not preventing like the aggression, just preventing the entire aggression from that Sosic team right there from the stairs.
Yeah, and that's one of the most annoying parts about playing Ryan into Mei is as soon as you get that nano as Ryan, that Mei's just going to hold that left click down and you can't do anything about it.
But seems like you would try to go for a big shadow player there, but Northstude does prevent it here. Northstude seems a little more comfortable on that reset play. Let's see if he is going to swap back to it.
The double shield was working for them pretty well.
Yeah, it seems like Northstude is putting a lot of pressure with the damage. Alcalo as well on that Sigma. It seems that as soon as he used that ult and got picked off by Blob with that high noon, he's like, probably not a good idea to run that.
Yep. So it looks like both teams are coming in with the Rhine D.Va now.
Yeah, it seems like it doesn't really matter that Brig. It doesn't matter if Lucio's there or not. Reinhardt is still meta. He's still fun to play. He's still...
Which is interesting because most Rhine players would argue that, you know, without Lucio, Rhine can't really do much. But it seems like with this Ana Brig combination, Rhine is almost an unstoppable object, you know?
Well,
It's
if you look
unkillable.
at it quite a bit, I do like this from Leak here. He does, when the Rhine gets frozen, he uses his own shield. So it seems like they're basically rotating their shields out. It might not be much, but Leak just using his shield in a lot of these fights just to prevent any damage coming from North Sudan when he's stunned or stalled is just, so far, really been good for the side of Sosic.
Big wall, big flash onto the D.Va. The D.Va's going to get instantly demeched. That's going to be a big pick off. They can try and clean some of these up. That's a.
But it's going to be one fight. They have to, as soon as the D.Va responds, they have to get on point. They have to win out these picks. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to pick up this third point.
Unfortunately, they can't try and pick out anybody else. So they're scared of that Mei walling them off.
And Uvio just can get free ult charge on the Reinhardt here. Nobody able to eat his fire strikes. Oh, Kello is back though.
Uvio already at 70% for his ult.
Yeah.
They're pushing through. We cut off the wall isolation. That's perfect. Big sleep. They're just trying to burn down the clock right now. They only have 10 seconds left. They have to start pushing now.
Yeah. But Dio is going to have Shady. Oh, beautiful.
Big anti.
Big anti. Oh, the
Ryan's one. They pick off Uvio. Ryan's just charging the point as a last-ditch effort. They have to push for overtime. McCree and Essel just on the side trying to get some damage in. The team's all split up. They're going to have to try and take angles here and focus them out. Essel just going in for the stall right now. She gets frozen. Not going to work out. Brigitte just 1v1 the Ryan. Doesn't work too well.
Down by
and there's the reset. There's the reset coming in from Turbulence.
Yeah.
Turbulence did build up a huge ult economy, almost having 6 ults coming online right now, versus Soic's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be an interesting battle. If Sosic plays this well enough, then they can take this back, but Turbulence needs to use their ults pretty well thought out here. Yongdu is going to be having the Mei ult coming in. Hopefully they're going to try and throw that up, but get the D.Va mech out first. The Deadeye's going to be coming out first from both sides. Both Brig ults. They're just going to be holding it till one draws.
Oh,
big
nice
pick
wall
onto
up.
the Mei. She died with ult. That's going to be tragic. Picked onto Ryan as he shattered. It's just not going well for Sosic. These ults are just proving too much. Bomb throwing in as the last ditch to temper it. Here comes the last Mei ult. And they're just cleaning up the ults.
So there was a free freeze there. And I love the when Scarm just dropped from high ground there. It's the flying brig at your face, Reinhardt. There's nothing much you can do on that one.
Ball coming in just to stall out. Not gonna work. Mei's not gonna touch, and that's gonna be it from Sosic. One cap with no more time left.
It was a beautiful cap for first point here. It's just they weren't able to get a lot of seems that their second point attack was not as grand as Turbulence's was, so they only had a couple seconds that they gained from capping first point. But Turbulence is sitting on a 3-minute time bank here to get the first point and get the second point. But Sosic has been really good. I hope they're going to bring up that double shield they are so good at, and stall it out with some kind of cheese comp and just prevent anything Turbulence from ever getting on point.
Sosic has been really good at clutching it out in the final hour. But if they want to try and make this series last out, they need to start capping with a little bit more time, because that's going to start proving a little more difficult with ult economy and all of that. Turbulence only having 3 minutes left. They're going to be pulling out the sim strat again, hoping to try and build up the wall. Ideally, this strat works out when they get to point. They can take it first try, and they can just TP left side and take that wall back to the second point and run this out.
Yeah, but it seems like Blob is still very comfortable on that Symmetra, so even if you don't get it on the first point, they still can get it on the second one. So it's nice to see a team have that much confidence in their strat to being able to pull it off when it gets scouted and used as well. Well, this is going to be third time attacking here, so teleporter spot is going to be. It's going to be.
See if they're going to be going for the
game.
They're going to see. This is where the mind game comes through. Is now Sosic's going to be wondering: are they going to take the TP or are they not?
Well, they might.
So they're going to have to try and guess this. They're TPing high ground. Big anti onto the Mei. They're starting to
having that on high ground now is going to be.
They're just pushing through, putting the damage in on that Rhine right now. The sim is full charge, pumping out a ton of damage.
And RD the wall already down for. Oh, Ana with the
shields coming down from Norse Dude. Norse Dude gets frozen, picked down immediately. Sim's just high charge, just throwing in the damage right now. Brig gets picked off. Kochan just going huge, picking up too. Absolutely winnable for Sosic right now. They need to try and focus down. Turbulence needs to focus down. D.Va overextends just a little bit. You need to pick her up. There it is. D.Va's out of mech. Avery in the back line just taking care of that McCree. And Blob is just going to come here and clean everybody up with that damage.
Yeah,
So
it
now
seems
if you
that
see,
there was still a turret left on point here, picking it, just preventing enough damage, and from Blob just going into the team. And it's beautiful pickup here, but Coach Shine here really come with the clutch. He was fairly deadly on the Widow in the first 2 maps.
so now what Turbulence is going to be trying to do here is they're going to be trying to get to point as fast as they can and put wall down so they can try and ISO off the
Well, it's
Ana.
only one tick that they need. If they
That's
teleport
all they
in,
need. They
even
can
using
put.
the wall to
They're
protect that
TPing
teleport.
straight to point. They see it, and there's the wall coming in. They have to push past the wall. Deadeye's not going to get any value here with that wall. They're just going to try and break it, I guess. They're trying to freeze down the D.Va. They need to push. They need to get up close to them so the Sim can do some damage here. They have
But
3
Yui
turrets.
has that advantage with the
Nano
Ultra
onto the Sim. That's huge.
On the Shatter.
Ryan's one and nanoed. Here comes the Turbulence male. Yu-Yo does get frozen.
Oh,
Big kill onto the enemy,
pin.
Reinhardt. May's just trying to get on point to try and not get that take. Briggs gonna be coming through it, and the rest of So 6 gonna be falling. Big plays from Turbulence, big sim strats. Very well done. And there's another wall. You can just see how effective that sim can be when she's uncontested. Sim is very much a glass cannon character. When she's sitting behind the friendly shields, just beaming down the enemy shields and the tanks, she can get so much damage in that the healers literally cannot out heal her damage. Very well done from Turbulence.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage coming into it. I think they might have. Actually, I think that one of our biggest counter is still Winston, able to just Tesla down that turret. So if you saw at first point, the Sosik got most of the turrets, but there was that 1 or 2 turrets in the back line still alive from Blob, just basically beaming them down from the behind, and they didn't even notice here. And I do see it quite a bit, especially once in a while when I do drop back into plat. That Symmetra is so deadly there. If you don't focus that turrets down, she just gets free ult advantage and free charge on like damage as well, and it's just gonna whittle away.
Exactly.
And especially that Symmetra turrets though have that freeze effect, having that Sim Essel on the May and Blob on the Symmetra here, it's just gonna prevent so much speed on the side of it.
See, Sim forces quite a bit of teamwork and concentration having to be played within the mid fight because of her turrets coming back online. She can just throw them at the ground or on the side walls, which makes the other team have to focus them, even though they're focusing another tank. So it's a really good distraction. The only way to beat the Sim is to walk right into her and just focus, because she is a very slow target. She doesn't have any defensive and she's very low health. So very glass cannon character. If you can get any kind of damage or a close range cleave character onto it, that is her worst nightmare.
Well,
So,
let's see if I can. I assume. I think one of the. I think she would be against Doomfist or anything with like high mobility that can rush into her and one shot her would be the best defense against her. Like Hanzo that they brought out, Widowmaker, Doomfist can work, but he needs a good engagement angle, I assume.
mm-hmm.
But Scrim's Row, next map coming up so far. It's 2-1 for Turbulence.
Everybody's favorite map that will never get banned. And when it does, there will be uprising.
Watch this. Everybody loves this map, and then they're gonna rework it for Overwatch 2, and then everybody's gonna hate it. And then you basically go into like old school scrims. It's like, where's the King's Row old map file?
The day King's Row is not in the map rotation is the day that competitive and scrims and all the esports scene will go up in flames.
It's a pretty famous map. I believe the Gladiator Straight Combat here. It's one of the first maps that came out. Goats came out on, or Goats was introduced to the masses, and it did take hold for quite a bit of time.
So this is interesting. So we have, okay, we're making the swap off of double snipers, and we're going back to traditional double shield. Okay, so we have the Hanzo and the Mei, the Bap and the Zen, really liking that Bap Zen combo. It's really range damage. They're going to be looking to just try and poke them out. The real chink in this armor is obviously with both teams not having speed, Turbulence could just walk right into them.
Well,
and
Turbulence does have the Torbjorn in the backline here, and the turret will shoot down the lamp. So Like has to be really careful with that placement here. Otherwise, it's going to be auto shot down as well. And they do have the high amount of damage.
Wall comes out early. They're going to be looking to push right after this wall.
Torb has so much damage from his side.
They need to get out of poking range. This comp has a lot of poke potential. They need to try and not play that range. They need to play close quarters. They're dropping, rotating up to the high ground. Let's see what Turbulence is going to respond to this. They're going to get close. They're going to hold under him. That's a great idea. You're going to be moving inside so they cannot push on the high ground. Just holding this bottom, stalling them out. See, Sosik cannot get any poke right now, so there's nothing really that they can do. They have to touch the point eventually.
Hello's going to drop onto point here, but the
Hello on the point by himself. Brig gets picked off. Skarm getting caught by that wall. Sig just still on the point by himself. Yongdu is pushing up a little bit, getting a little ambitious, and they're starting to pressure down that Sig. Sig half health, getting off of that point. Back up and get healed. Now they're going to start getting ready to push down that Sigma. Turbulence holding down that point. They do have the Torb just hanging in the back line. Yuyo gets picked up. Window coming in already. Nano coming in on Esso, the Mei. Just trying to build up some ult percentage here. Still playing the range. It's difficult to get past those double shields. Dragon coming in from Sosik. Just trying to pressure down these shields. Molten Core coming in. Great use, just trying to cut off some of that map control.
Oh, and it seems like
Orisa can't fall back with that Torb ult just covering up most of the
isolated as well and picked off.
Too low, she gets separated from the team, and they're just going to start picking everything through. Very well played by Turbulence, just picking out, building up ult, withering down those shields, and then picking out the main tanks. Very well done.
Turret's coming in fairly clutch with just basically, even though able to destroy the turret still fired through the window onto the Baptiste. He needed to use that lamp to save himself from both the anti and the torture damage.
See, this is a very interesting turret position because it's all the way in the back, has a very narrow point of view, but it's very difficult to shoot. Big Flux coming in, the pole is not there to supplement it. Big Freeze coming in, the trance comes through as well. The Bongo, they're really trying to win this fight right now. Shatter comes in, doesn't get anything. Those double shields really playing its part.
Yeah, seems like Yuya did try to shatter there, but both shields were still alive. I assume he thought they were
looking
break
to stall
or
out right now.
Called.
Regain resources. They're gonna push back in a second. They're gonna have to go hard. Essel's gonna come in with this wall recontest here. There it comes. Window comes through. They're starting to pull out some ults. They got Brigitte ult coming through. Diva gets DMX, and there's another core bolt. Big, gotta get that lamp. It is down. They're starting to get map control back, and they have to push in. They need to focus down this Sigma. Brig is on this Sigma right here.
Point here. That poor, oh my god, that poor
Sigma just getting absolutely destroyed. Yongdu up on the high ground still has some pick potential, getting that Reinhardt. And Blob just
with the counter shot.
wow, very well done. That was quite a wild fight. 40 seconds left. Sosik's gonna have to try and come up with something. They do have the mail. They're gonna have Trance soon. But that's about it. They do have the bomb. Turbulence has the bomb and the nano, so they're going to be able to counter that pretty easily. Here comes the bomb. Hopefully it's big. It's huge!
Oh my god!
It's huge! Avery with a massive bomb. One ult win. They're going to try and push up into spawn right now and just kind of slow them down.
Left, 20 seconds
Avery, massive
oh
bomb placement.
Oh, and Esso's probably going to have the freeze again. If he stays long enough alive, he should
Sosik's just going to run onto the point. They don't have any time to try and push and gain map control. They're just going to have to force themselves onto point. Here they come. They pull out the Diva and the Orisa. Turbulence is not backing up. They realize what you have. Big anti onto the Orisa. Big wall isolation from the lamp. That was huge. Only Diva's going to be able to touch. Mail coming through, freezing out that Diva. And no tanks left on the point. They're not going to be able to contest this any longer. Huge plays from Turbulence. Absolutely huge. So if you saw right there at the very end, the Orisa pushing through when they threw the lamp down, Essel's wall splitting the Orisa and the lamp basically gave that Orisa a false sense of confidence, saying, I know that lamp's behind me. I'm not going to die. As soon as that wall comes up, you lose LOS from that lamp, and now they can focus down that Orisa, just completely nullifying that lamp's effects. Very well done.
I think we have a side comment here from Shape.
What's up, Shape?
Oh, yes. So if you're watching so far, we do have an MVP poll if you scroll down a little under the stream. So if you see a good player like every popping off with a lovely 4K with that bomb and other kills so far, vote for him. We're going to interview him after the game, maybe get some inside strats from... Is Avery a her or a him? I should look this up. Huh? They're all him. Turbulence is all him.
It's an all him team. Avery coming in with 33% of the votes, followed by Blob and Essel, all with 33% of the votes. really close game right now. I would say each one of them have been doing absolutely phenomenal in this game.
I,
Huge plays coming in when they need to, clutching it
I
out.
love
Absolutely.
horde play in general. Blob is showing up pretty easily, like fantastic. Um, Seems like they found out what they need to do to break down this double shield meta to put out that damage with that Torbjorn, with that Diva, and yeah, seems to be working out for them.
All right, so this is absolutely a winnable game for Sosic though, because they do still have about 90. They have 90% left on the point, so they're just gonna have to stall this out and build up ult economy and try and weather down Turbulence. Turbulence pushing left side, perfect play here, trying to just get onto point and get out of range of that LOS from this poke comp.
Yeah, but all they need to do is build up 6 ults, and then they can one push it. As long as they can kill the entire team of Sosic, they should be able to capture the point.
Big turret placement coming in. It's going to be really difficult to focus that down. They're just pushing them down. They realize Sosic is not a close range comp. They're just trying to get in their faces and push them out. 2 ticks coming in. That's already enough. That's already a really well-made fight. Esso picking off Kochan, both Mays being traded, the Diva mech coming out from Avery, Pix being traded from both sides.
Tank going down.
Nano coming in from Uriel, picking off 2. Huge, and that's going to be the map right there. Turbulence just absolutely showing dominance on this.
Now we have a 3-1 victory for Turbulence. Nice games going. It seems that Turbulence had a little stall there on the first point, but they clutched it for the rest of the round. They came back very strong.
Oh, let's see this bomb placement. Let's see my boy Avery coming in.
Lamp destroyed. Oh,
boom! There it is.
Sigma recalled his own shield right a second before that. They destroyed the lamp. They destroyed the shield. There was nothing protecting Sosic anymore. And it seemed like Sosic has already left the lobby.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hey. Okay.
Man, all right. Blob, Avery, and Essel being a 3-way tie for MVP right now. Everyone has to cast their votes to try and break this 3-way tiebreaker. I don't know what happens in the event of a tiebreaker. Oh, why not? Essel, Avery, and Blob? So what happens? Do we decide, casters? Just kidding.
Well, I don't want to give it to Essel. He did have the Nano Blade. He popped off, but he only got 2 kills off the actual Nano Blade. The rest.
I will say Essel's walls have been absolutely
definitely that one.
Splitting that Orisa.
Come on, I need the entertainment. I need the fucking Nano Blade. I need the fucking 6K. He didn't get the 6K for me.
Avery's 4-man bomb single-handedly shaving off the last crucial 30 seconds was quite a play as well. It's a tough one. They've all played really well. Blob coming in on the McCree, just showing absolute dominance on that hit scan.
Avery got the 50%.
Oh, I just need to refresh. Avery with the 50%. All right, looks like that's going to be our MVP for today.
Either one on the couple notes where we still have the time. If you do like Sosic here, I think they had a lot more strong showing, and I'm going to assume they get a strong in the future. So if you're fans of Sosic, go to @Sosic_esports on Twitter. Support them on their social media. If you need to know how to actually spend, just want to click on it. Revolution Esports has you hooked up on that one. They have the ads on the main tweet right now, so just click on it and push it over. Same for Turbulence. If you are fans of Turbulence, fans how they were popping off, follow them on social media. Try to get their word out, get their clout going, get their egos boosted a little bit, especially after that.
They absolutely need as much ego as possible. This is a game of who's got the bigger ego. Confidence shows in these matches. Without confidence, you might as well just hand the other person the match. It's very much like boxing.
It seems like we're going to have Careless, the coach, and Avery coming into this interview. Avery, you are the MVP. First off, anything you want to say on why you deserve to be the MVP?
Well, I don't deserve to be MVP. My team all deserves to be MVP. Smile.
Gracious as ever.
I will say those are some big plays coming out from all players of Turbulence. Very well practiced, very well done.
That's what we've been working on. We've been working on consistency and planning.
So let me ask, with with the upcoming hero bans, have you guys started discussing different compositions that you guys might be running? Is your
So
main
actually-
composition the Anna Brig?
Now,
Or what
one
should
of
we
the
expect to see?
primary things that's going to set teams apart from each other is the teams that play for the flavor of the week versus the teams that play to understand the base functionality of like the different types of compositions. It's a lot easier to develop compositions and to operate them efficiently if you are, instead of just trying to make X composition work, you understand how Brawl works, and then you adjust your Brawl for the hero pool.
It seems that also you were able to pull off quite a bit of teamwork, especially with Blob on that Symmetra, the way we sit on Hanamura. So having that strong backbone with the communication and with the teamwork seems to have really paid off for you guys.
You wanna hit that up, Avery?
I mean, the sim on Hanamura is like we do that a lot. So we're pretty experienced with that in particular comp. But I don't know. I feel like we've just been working on our teamwork a lot for the past week or so. That's been like our main focus in comms and in scrims. So I think it's good to see that it's paying off.
All right,
Absolutely. These niche picks on each one of the maps is going to be able to pull a lot of free map wins. Like we've seen with the
is going to be
sim.
removed.
Until
She's
yeah,
going
well,
to get a buff, and then she's going to be removed by hero picks.
I will say it was pretty impressive to see the sim work on the Hanamura without the Lucio, because sim is very Lucio dependent with that speed, or else she's really easy to be focused down. That was very well played.
For me, the question is: so the first map you guys did lose to Sosic. It seems that you're trying to run that Hammond combo, but the bunker seemed very strong from Sosic, and you guys just switched back to that brawl meta. Like any thoughts
So
behind why you
we
were still
started
running
out.
the dive combo for such a long time for that first map?
Well, in theory, the dive actually breaks double sniper, but we just weren't playing very well. And this, we've been kind of cursed. We almost never win map 1 in anything.
It's the warm up match.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the warm up match. Even if we have a warm up beforehand, we almost never win map 1. It's just I feel like one of the players just now actually brought up that we're kind of just sussing out and diagnosing how the enemy team functions in that map, and then we just come back and break it.
Also, from somebody who likes to play a Hammond as well, I can definitely see you saying like, "Dude, just let me play the Hammond. I can get the boop kills. Just let me play the Hammond."
Yuio is actually an incredible Winston too.
Yeah,
I think it would have worked a lot better. I think it would have worked a lot better if you guys had the Winston to dive onto them. That extra shield is providing much more damage and cooldown prevention from the team.
Yeah, especially against Mei and Brigitte. Like the shield interrupts that CC.
Well, it also prevents lamp and a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Avery,
the heal isolation too.
Question with Sosic being so dependent on that ranged poke comp, how did you feel as D.Va? Did you have a lot of weight on your shoulders using the DM efficiently? How did you guys play that?
D.Va's really important when playing against like long range DPS. You have to know how hard you can go in, how deep you can go, and when to contest them. And it's important to communicate that with your team so that they can go in and use the advantage that you create as D.Va. So when a team has really good DPS or really good Hanzo or Widowmaker, then I just my job is to shut them down.
Yeah, I could see you giving the enemy McCree just a bad day.
Yep.
Shutting down all the Deadeyes, focusing him down when he's alone. That McCree was not having a fun time. Yep. So let me tell you that last match on Kings Row, getting that 4-man D.Va bomb, that was pretty big. Do you practice those D.Va bombs, or is that something you just lobbed out and cross your fingers?
I mean, I practice them in ranked, but it's more of a situational thing. You just gotta put all your faith in the bomb and throw it out.
Okay, let me ask you: did you know it was going to be huge?
Well, I saw the immortality come out, and when they're running double shield, yeah, it's good to block bombs, but I just had a feeling. I'm like, this is gonna be a big bomb.
It's gonna be big. I'm betting on it. It won you guys. I wouldn't say it won. It definitely shaved off the most crucial time that Sosic had left. Really put them in a bad position. Really well done. Well, he's definitely a better diva than I am, but I haven't seen the Zarya yet, so we'll have to see how that goes later.
Yeah,
Who
when
knows
Diva's
if he will
banned
ever
next
see the-
week.
Yeah.
Who knows what
It's
happens
gonna be
next week?
hog all the way. I swear, when Diva gets banned, it's gonna be hog all the way.
Nah,
got the right
Hog's
idea.
an old battery. Hog is an old battery.
So Avery, being the MVP, is Diva your go-to hero, or who else is
Oh,
in
yeah.
your hero pool?
If Diva's playable, I will almost always play Diva. I can play other things, but that's my hero.
So
So I
Diva's your
assume
main.
you're really scared when the Diva nerf comes in with that 4 seconds versus the 3, just preventing
No,
all
I'm
more.
not-
So honestly,
Not too worried.
Yeah, honestly, with Diva, it's more that we just understand what she's capable of, like from a coaching and from a strategy perspective, the things she can do that no other hero can do, the numbers behind it, the range of her defense matrix, how many times in a minute she can fly, all of that doesn't matter. It's what she can do and when she can do it.
Yep.
That's what matters for Diva.
That DM being able to eat ults with almost no commitment is a really, really valuable skill to have, and it's really difficult to master, as well as the master of not feeding. That's
Yeah.
always difficult too.
Yeah, I think my Diva is the feeding type.
All right, Winswin, do you have any more questions?
No, I got a little more questions here. I did love that Careless did join us, having a couple questions onto the coach and how the winning
course.
team actually runs stuff is always nice. Thank you for the insight. And Jake here coming up big with that big knowledge of the team here, basically calling every engagement that was put on the map.
Yep.
on both teams.
I've been playing Overwatch a long time. I know everything that's going on here, and it's nice to be able to call from both sides. It's a lot less stressful, I will say.
Also, you're a little biased to Turbulence.
I might have been a little biased, but that's totally unrelated to what's going on here. I will say I am very comfortable with Avery coming in as the new off tank, showing absolute dominance on that Diva, just shutting down the enemy team. Really well done.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, well, that about wraps it up for me. Thank you guys for joining us.
With that, we're gonna
no
end
problem.
the stream. If you guys haven't joined the Discord, exclamation Discord, join us. We're a lovely community. If you have skills like Avery, I can guarantee a team will pick you up just like that. And with that, it's gonna be have a good night, guys. I don't think we have any more games for tonight, but we're gonna be back tomorrow, strong once more. So have a good night and GGs to both teams.